Welcome back to Comics, the podcast where me and my mom look through our comic book collection, 2 issues at a time. Today we're starting with a Marvel comic, Uncanny X-Men 205. And this is actually a Christmas comic. It's set during the Christmas season anyway. It's not really, I could see where you might not think it's very Christmassy from the cover. This is one of my favorite covers though.
Really?
Yeah, I like this version of Wolverine where he's all cyborg looking or kind of cyberpunk. It's like his Weapon X look. So this is a very cyborg issue. Actually, it has some villains from a Punisher comic that we read weeks ago. If you remember these guys who have they're like paramilitary cyborg guys. I don't think the tank guy, Bonebreaker, is in this issue. He has like tank treads. He's like a centaur but with a tank. But it has Lady Deathstrike in it, who wasn't in the Punisher one. So we start off with a bunch of this crazy, colorful, cybernetic technology being installed into Lady Deathstrike. That's who this is. And she's kind of just like disoriented and coming to in this vat. And that's Spiral in the purple cloak. She's usually a character that works with Mojo, the villain, who has that interdimensional TV show. But she's helping Lady Deathstrike become a cyborg at the body shop. We'll make a new you. So a lot of these dialogue boxes or these inner monologue boxes are just like stream of consciousness kind of thing. Ripping, tearing, burning, screaming, pleading. Why me? Ice heart, fire breath, soul, mind, thoughts, I am. And I really like the style of the art.
And I love how the lack of detail makes her stand out.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many little shapes in every panel.
That must have been fun to color.
To just have a solid color. Sometimes that's how you can get the contrast you want. So this is illustrated by Barry Windsor Smith. And
level of detail is incredible.
Sounds like So Lady Deathstrike's talking to Spiral, and I guess they have some kind of arrangement worked out. So Lady Deathstrike's real name is Yuriko, and I think she was a love interest of Wolverine at one point.
They had a history.
And I believe her father was like a gangster or something like that. Wolverine was in conflict with him. So this is a continuation of that story. I don't think I ever read those stories. I think I have them collected in a trade paperback, but I haven't read them yet. So some of the narration says, blood taste, acrid, metallic, flesh bonded to steel, ever living, forever dead, images crash, thoughts race, reality, perceptions twisting slowly into place. Her eyes sparkle with hatred. She is a shark, huntress and predator as I yearn to be, must be, shall be, am. Her jagged teeth savage my soul. I am no more. I am Spiral. Regain your center, breathe, restore order to thoughts and being. The nutrient bath was the final stage. Your biomed transmutation has been completely successful. She's a cyborg then, like us? Cybernetic organism, Reese, yes. But Lady Deathstrike is nothing like you and your men. She is a living weapon, the true and ultimate woman of war. She mocks me, but I do not care. My foe, the X-Man Wolverine, has unbreakable bones and claws that will cut through anything. Now, m'lady, so do you.
Oof, those look vicious.
I know, I like how the wiring and stuff has different colors coming off of it. It kind of reminds me of like a more cyberpunk version of the Jack Kirby kind of technology that he would draw in like the Fantastic Four. But just kind of an updated version or a different variation. But can the process be reversed? Spiral, when my mission is complete, you agreed to restore not only my humanity, but that of my associates as well. The body shop guarantees satisfaction. Or your money back.
Boomer.
Yeah. You could tell something's up when she has to pace it out like that. Great deal. Too great. Hey, Reese, this on a level? Does it matter? Whatever happens, we'll be no worse off than we are. All we have to do to earn a hefty chunk of change, and maybe a whole lot more besides, is track down and most likely kill the man we hate most in the world.
Okay, what is their deal with Wolverine? I know that she hates him, but why?
I'm not sure what his history is with these guys. I think she's in Lady Deathstrike's enlisted them to fight Wolverine, but I'm not sure. They popped up in that Punisher thing, so I think they might just be sort of mercenaries, that they just get hired by people. I think they're called like the Marauders or something, right? Might be. I think that might be the group that did the Mutant Massacre, actually. I'm not sure, but anyway. So Spiral thinks to herself, how amusing to desire that which was never really yours, this so-called humanity, to dream of regaining it through the murder of another. And lastly, to dance with the devil, believing you will spin away with your soul intact and untainted.
Oh, boy.
Domo arigato, Spiral. For what you have done this night, Oyama Yuriko is eternally grateful. Lady Yuriko, it was my pleasure. So
look at the detail in that.
I know. In these next panels, these are really the only ones you would be able to tell that this is set during Christmas. This is actually a member of Power Pack, this little kid here. So South Street Seaport on the Lower East River shore of Manhattan Island. When my father was my age, he flew on a kamikaze, a suicide mission against our country's enemies. But he failed, returning home in disgrace. So this is still Lady Deathstrike narrating. For the rest of his life, he sought to atone for that shame. Here, too, he failed because of me, and his task fell upon my unworthy shoulders. The key is Wolverine, and the secret locked within his Gaijin brain. His will is the immovable object, but mine is an irresistible force that shall not be denied. He will break or be destroyed, or I shall. Bets, kids, come on. Hurry up, slowpokes. We'll miss the evening carols. How are we doing, Katie? All washed up? Need any help? Yes, Miss Randolph. No, Miss Randolph. So we see our Santa ringing his bell outside of the stores, and this little girl thinks to herself, what does she think? I am a baby? I'm 5 years old. Oh, I want to dry my hands, but the stupid machine's too high.
What are you, a short little baby?
I know, I don't think I thought that to myself when I was 5. I hate being little. Adults think you can't do anything. Miss Randolph isn't looking. I'll use my energizer power to disintegrate the water in my hands. Jeeps, that tingles. What was that giggling, Katie?
A 5-year-old can think, I'll disintegrate the water.
Yeah. What's so funny? I'm ready, Miss Randolph. Can we get back to the choir? I don't want to miss any singing. So we have a Christmas tree in the background, and they're in sort of the middle of a blizzard. And one thing that's interesting is we have the setup for them, these mercenaries tracking down Wolverine. And then we flash forward to this member of Power Pack, Katie, who's kind of in the middle of it. So we zoom ahead to the Marauders, or whatever these guys are called. The name escapes me. They're already fighting Wolverine, and Wolverine's kind of losing. All right, Eager Beaver, goodness. How'd the weather get so rotten so quickly? Hold my hand tight, Katie Power, till we rejoin the others. Yes, ma'am. This is a blizzard. Is this a blizzard, Miss Randolph? It looks neat. Where we used to live, it never snowed like this. Ouch, the snow stings. Caroo, what was that? Miss Randolph, someone's yelling. Vlom. Reese, Macon's down, but I got a clear shot. Man, who'd have figured that crazy mutie could even move after what Deathstrike did to him?
Oh, no.
Ouch, ow. That man hit us. He's shooting a gun. Where's Miss Randolph? I can't see her.
Oh,
Miss
no.
Randolph, it's Katie Power, miss.
Whoa.
Here's our title page.
Whoa.
Wounded Wolf is the name of the story. So I guess Chris Claremont did the story script, but the story art and color is by Barry Windsor Smith. So it's funny how you see variations on either writer or illustrator or whatever, and this, I guess, story script is the preferred credit for Chris Claremont.
Yeah, the movement in these pages is incredible.
Yeah. A solo adventure starring Wolverine of the Uncanny X-Men. And so I think Wolverine and Katie Power have encountered each other before. I don't think that Power Pack group ever really took off, but we have some of their comics.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll make their way into the MCU anytime soon, but, you know, they were... I think it was geared towards kids. Because I think we have one where they team up with Spider-Man or something, but I don't remember too much about that team. I think it's 3 kids usually.
3 kids, a brother and 2 sisters.
I think so. So, run where you like, Wolverine. I shall follow. Mr. Logan, is it really you? Ah! He snicks out his claws.
Ooh.
Your death will help avenge my father. Mine will be a welcome release. Either way, I win. The claws, they're part of you, Mr. Logan. Are you going to hurt me? Jess, look, policemen. They'll help me, but what about Mr. Logan? Has he done something wrong? Will they arrest him? Wolverine's just growling.
He looks like he's just insane, in pain.
Yeah,
he's
in his feral form here.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, buddy, step away from the girl. We got a crazy here, Sid. Listen to the guy, he's growling. Hey, let go. Put her down. Take it easy, fella. No one's going to get hurt. He's running. And call for backups. Mr. Wolverine, what are you doing? This is wrong. Those policemen were friends. You're holding too tight. It hurts. Put me down.
Oh, wow.
So he runs away with Katie Power, just out of instinct, I guess. Stop it, stop it, stop it. I keep hitting, but he doesn't notice. I thought you were my friend. Please, you're scaring me. I will not be scared. A baby gets scared, and I'm no baby.
Ooh.
I'm Energizer, part of Power Pack. So she does her energy blast, and it disorients Wolverine, who's like face planting in the snow there.
Snaps him out of it a little bit.
I fired off the biggest Powerball I could and blew it up right in front of us. That made him drop me. Ugh, I got snow in my boots. I'm wet and I'm cold. I better run away while I can. But first, I'll disintegrate this garbage can to power myself up in case I need to fire another Powerball. So I guess she transforms inanimate objects and harnesses their energy. I better get out of my school clothes too. Costume on. If he makes a move, I'll... But how can I? He's an X-Man, a hero, a friend. Friends don't hurt friends, Mr. Logan. Why did you? What's wrong? Don't you know me? Mr. Logan, are you sick?
It's pretty heavy stuff for a 5-year-old, you know?
He's covered in blood. He's been hurt. Was it those guys who hit me and Miss Randolph? Did they beat you up, Mr. Wolverine? Come on, we got to find somebody to help us or a place to hide. It's snowing so hard I can barely see. What street is this? I don't know where we are or which way to go. He won't answer me. All he does is make growly noises, like an animal. How can anyone be hurt so bad they even forget how to talk? Oh, so she sees the search party.
Oh, no.
Their lights in the blizzard there. Wolverine snarled, those must be the bad guys. They'll catch us if you keep crawling, Mr. Logan. You got to get up. Please, try. That's it. What if he falls? He's too heavy for me to lift or drag away. They're coming closer. Have they seen us? Let's go. Wow. Yeah, I like all the line detail in the blizzard. Where's the telephone? If I found one, I could call Power Pack to rescue us or Wolverine's teammates, the X-Men. Should I leave him and go look for one? Suppose I get lost from Wolverine then. Can't find my way back.
Her internal monologue is just...
It's pretty detailed for a 5-year-old.
Yes.
So they come across a taxi cab, and she's like, please help us. My friend got beat up. And he says, they did a pretty fair job, too, by the look of him, poor devil. He's not a devil, even if he's as scary as one. Just an expression, youngster. Didn't mean anything by it. And so you hear Wolverine's claws extend, and he starts ripping out of the cab and throws her to safety because he had sensed that one of those mercenaries is about to blow up the cab. So the cabbie escapes, and Wolverine walks out of the burning wreckage, and it looks like his back's on fire.
Jeez.
And they crash through this fence and down a snowbank. And, they come to rest down there, and Wolverine starts to finally speak. Boku Wader? What did you say? Mr. Logan, you said a word. I think. Mr. Logan, can't you speak like me? And then they translate. I guess he can only speak Japanese right now. What am I? I know you, girl. Why do I not know myself? And he lets out a wolf howl or something. Rawr. Again, Katie's eyes burn with tears. Not this time for the pain of his body, but for the terrible anguish in his voice. Costume off. I hope this makes you a little warmer. Domo arigato. My daddy had the same look in his eye when he thought Mommy was going to die. It was like he'd lost everything that was important to him. With me, Katie girl, it's pretty much the same. So he starts speaking English here. I guess his memories of Lady Deathstrike kind of bring out his Japanese language skills. Mr. Logan, you remember, you're yourself. Not yet, not by a long shot, but I'm getting there, thanks to you. The same way my healing factor repairs my body, it's restoring my mind. Uh-oh, the party isn't over. We need cover. Not so fast, I can't keep up. Your legs are longer. Reese, don't shoot. I can nail him easy. I want that pleasure for myself. He's too dangerous. He's badly wounded, like little better than an animal. Lady, that makes it worse. They're following.
This is intense. The fact that he's there with a little kid just increases the I don't know, intensity of the story.
Mm-hmm. I'll disintegrate something real big and fry them with power balls, or maybe disintegrate them. You will not. But they're trying to kill you. That's my lookout. I want to help. You've done so, buying me time for me to heal. These are old foes of mine, Katie, with old scores to settle. This is a grudge fight. Leave them to me. But what'll I do? Maybe the hardest thing you've ever done, and the bravest. I want you to trust me. So one of the members of their crew is walking along, and Wolverine's underneath of him and impales him on his claws.
Oh.
And they hear that come in through their comm system, so it's just Lady Deathstrike and one more gunman. And you can see the rib
rough.
sticking out. Reese, the girl makes Wolverine vulnerable. Find her, take her hostage, and our battle is won. It's never that easy. Proximity warning. He's after me. Vroom. Nice try, Mutie. That was point blank. No way he could have survived. Guess again, chump. So I guess they're not that familiar with Wolverine's healing factor.
You're right.
Reese, acknowledge, Reese. You're wasting your time. He's done. And so are you. I hoped, prayed. I knew our duel would end like this. Hunter and hunted, warriors, both face to face, alone, burning their sins away with blood, with only their skill and courage and steel to save them. Of we two, only the best shall survive. Her fingers are so creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I was just thinking the advantages that Wolverine has with his being able to retract.
Yeah, hers are a little less practical.
Yeah.
Why, Yuriko? This doesn't have to be. I am my father's daughter, bound by his dreams as I am honored by his name. The man is dead and the dreams were mad. That changes nothing. A child is but the shadow of the parent, and death even more so than life. So long as his work remains unfinished, his dream unfulfilled, I am but the palest reflection of my father. My own life cannot begin. I do this to win my freedom. A fool's dream, Deathstrike, a false hope. That, Gaijin, is my choice. You are a mutant. Your powers are the gifts of nature. Mine are of technology. I am faster than you, stronger. My claws are sharper. Your life's road is at an end, Wolverine. That lady is my choice. I'll kick when I'm ready, and that ain't tonight.
Oof.
I really like that panel with all that blood on his face.
Mm-hmm. Look at all that the hatching, and wow.
My God, Yuriko? it was necessary to become like you. The better to slay me, my healing factor makes me a mutant, lacing my bones with adamantium and giving me these claws. That was done to me. But you asked to be changed. You did this to yourself. Threw away humanity I'd give pretty much near anything to possess. Your old man be proud. You're a carbon copy. What a waste.
I love that. What a waste.
I have lost. Worse, I have failed. My life is forfeit. That'd solve all your problems, wouldn't it? But it won't be that easy. You made me an animal again, Deathstrike. Took me back to a time in my life I thought I'd put behind me. Animal and man, each has his reasons for killing. None apply here. The thread that binds us can only be broken by death. Father, so long as you block my path, my spirit remains trapped, stillborn. Show mercy, I beg you. Let me free. Earn it. Snacked. So he retracts his claws. I like that lettering.
Yeah. So what? Her claws do retract, I guess.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe they can just change shape or extend. They don't really retract. They just maybe she can transmute her hands or something like that. So he goes to find Katie Power, who he just told to hide, basically. And you can open your eyes, Energizer. It's safe. I did what you asked, Mr. Wolverine. I didn't see or hear a thing. Good. What happened? Did you? I won't lie, Katie girl. There's a part of me as wild and fierce as my namesake. I'm a hard man, given to hard ways. When I fight, it's to win. That isn't pretty, and it sure isn't nice. But being a man, that means choosing to grow and change and put aside the old ways. Some people can't, or worse, won't do that. Like that lady and her creeps? Yup. That's sad. Yup. I was scared of you, Mr. Wolverine. I know. Are you still? A little. No matter what happens, ever, you'll always have a friend to run to, Katie. That is, if you want. And so, Mr. Logan, will you. Come on, little darling. Storm's lifting. Let's go home.
You know, what stands out is that when he went back, that he protected Katie's humanity. You know, she even said, I can disintegrate them. You know, and that means killing them. And he protected her innocence.
She was ready to
murder,
throw down.
and
she's only 5 years old. So this is a 1986 comic for our Christmas episode. We've got a 1983 version of the New Adventures of Superboy for our second Christmas comic of the week, A World Without Christmas, plus a new Dial H for Hero adventure. So this is New Adventures of Superboy 39. And we have these gas-masked people pelting Superboy with snowballs.
He looks angry.
He looks really
Were they in line for cronuts?
Probably. That's why they're so mad. They ran out.
Wow.
So let's see. Get a little recap of his origin. Rocketed to Earth from the exploding planet Krypton, baby Kal-El was adopted by a kindly couple named Jonathan and Martha Kent. Renamed Clark, he grew to adolescence in Smallville, learning to use wisely the superpowers that would one day make him the world's greatest hero. These are the adventures of Superman when he was Superboy.
So just suppose the Earth we lived in were different, that the values and ideals we adhere to were somehow missing. Suppose December 25th, for instance, were no different or more significant than any other day of the year, and the very thing that made that particular day special didn't exist. Suppose, like Superboy, you found yourself on A World Without Christmas. Ooh, getting hit by a brick in the head. That's intense.
Yeah, he's got some kind of laser gun. This is written by Paul Kupperberg and drawn by Kurt Schaffenberger. And like I mentioned, 1983 March edition.
Yeah.
A few years before I was born. Christmas Eve in Smallville, Earth 1. Okay, so this is going to be a Infinite Worlds, a multiverse story, right?
Yeah.
A strange, peaceful silence seems to hang over this town, broken only by the muffled tones of reverie, like those from the Kent home at 321 Maple Street. They're singing Silent Night. Mm-hmm. The holiday is celebrated here, as it is in homes around the world this evening. Yet not everyone seems in the mood to join in the celebration.
That's pretty normal.
What's with Bash, Clark? From the look on his face, I'd say he's in anything but the Christmas spirit. Of course, he's gonna be a jerk with a name like Bash.
Right, and a haircut like that.
Yeah. I wish I knew, Lana. Bash has been sulking around the house ever since he came to spend the holidays with us when his parents had to go out of town suddenly. I'll bet he misses his family. It must be terrible being separated from them on Christmas. Maybe, but I get the feeling there's more than that getting him down. Don't be silly, Clark. We've just got to show Bash that this is a night when all people are family. It's not who you spend Christmas with, it's how.
Look at her expression, though, to match the writing. It's a little severe.
Yeah, her skin tone is really red, too.
Yeah.
Hi, Bash. Why so glum? It's Christmas Eve. Yeah, Christmas. Big deal. Come on, big guy, cheer up. Look, I'm under the mistletoe. You know what that means, don't you? I know, all right.
Oh, I know.
It means nothing. What kind of garbage is this? Plastic mistletoe, for crying out loud? Oh, snap.
Wow. This is Christmas? Plastic? Mistletoe? Plastic tree ornaments? I mean, my folks even bought an artificial tree this year. What's happened to this holiday? Heck, I bet every single one of these presents is store-bought. All the greeting cards mass-produced by the millions. Is that what Christmas means now? Mass-produced sentiments and artificial garbage? I remember when I was a little kid, it was different. Christmas meant something. Well, he's like Clark's age. He's a teenager. He's being all... Aww. It still does, Bash. I know it's changed over the years, gotten more and more commercial. But the presents, the cards, they're not what counts, son. It's the spirit of the holiday. What this day represents that should mean something to us. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Kent. I didn't mean to ruin the party for everybody just because I'm in a bad mood. But frankly, the spirit of Christmas looks more and more plastic too. As the years go by, look, you folks have a good time. I just want to be alone. Oh, Jonathan, that poor disillusioned boy. I feel terrible. So do we all, Martha. It's a crime, the way this world can sometimes make one so young, so cynical.
It's kind of a cool panel with them standing side by side and then them on the outer edges.
Oh,
gosh, I've never seen Bash so down. He's got to put on his checkered orange winter coat.
He's so vintage.
Or I guess he's taking it off because in the next panel he's wearing a Superboy costume under all of that. It's got to be uncomfortable. I've never seen Bash so down. If it's okay with you folks, I'm going after him. Maybe he wants to talk. Good idea, Clark. Christmas Eve is no time for anyone that miserable to be alone. Of course, I doubt very much that Bash will want to hear anything Clark Kent has to say. We've never exactly been the best of friends. I don't remember Bash, but he must be like the Flash Thompson character from Spider-Man.
Right.
Where they like the alter ego or the superhero version, but not the mild-mannered version.
And with Superman, it's just ridiculous because all he does is take off glasses.
Yeah, and that orange coat. But maybe he'll listen to Superboy. Bash didn't have much of a head start, and with my superpowers, it should be a cinch to find him. Not that Bash Bashford has made Not that Bash Bashford has made much of an attempt to hide himself. No, his sole intention in fleeing the Kent house was to get away from people. People laughing and singing and enjoying the spirit he's unable somehow to rekindle in himself. The spirit he once had, but which has now fled in his heart. He knows Jonathan Kent is right, but somehow that makes no difference now. Bash just knows he is unhappy and so very much alone. Until, Merry Christmas, Bash. I was flying by on patrol and saw you. Watching to see Santa Claus fly into town? Ha, that's a laugh. Santa Claus is as big a fraud as this whole miserable holiday.
Oh.
Wow, what's the matter with you, friend? This is supposed to be a night of celebration and happiness, not the Ebenezer Scrooge act. Yeah, right. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. Tell me about it, Superboy.
Superboy's a little lame. You know, he's not that much cooler than Clark.
No. How am I supposed to believe that bull? Look around you. People are killing each other like crazy over in Vietnam. I like how there's
Wow.
a space between Vietnam. Even the fact this crummy world needs someone like you, because crime's running rampant, doesn't that tell you something? Nobody ever promised us the world would be perfect, Bash. Sure, things aren't exactly the way we'd like them to be. But did you ever consider what it'd be like if at least some of us didn't have the spirit to celebrate on Christmas? No different. At least there wouldn't be so much hypocrisy in the world.
Wow, he's really deep into the cynicism.
Yeah. Gosh, he really is in a bad way. Well, like Pa's always telling me, drastic situations call for drastic solutions. Can I show you something, Bash? Maybe I can get you to change your mind. Sure, why not? I haven't anything else to do. There's nothing here that's going to prove me wrong. It's not here or even on this earth. He's going to wrap him up, swaddled in his cape into outer space, I guess. Bash Bashford is confused by the Teen of Steel's statement, but he shrugs in agreement nonetheless. And seconds later finds himself whisked away in the folds of Superboy's indestructible cape. Hang tight, Bash. You've never been on a trip like this one before. And I haven't been on very many of them myself. I only recently discovered a strange phenomenon of the universe. A whole slew of alternate Earths that exist parallel to this one.
So he doesn't tell Bash. He's just thinking that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Such as his journey to Earth 2 in issues 15 and 16 from Julie, the editor.
Okay.
I like how quickly he just wraps him up in that
His
cape. There's not a lot of discussion about where they're going.
Right.
So this is still in Superboy's thoughts. Each of these alternate universes exists on a slightly different vibratory plane, and by vibrating my own body at just the right speed, I'm able to slip from one dimension to another. It's weird the way so many of these alternate universes have Earths similar to our own, but with differences, some slight and some very major. Okay, Bash, the ride's over. We're here. Huh? But where could we have gone? We were only traveling for a couple of seconds. We couldn't even be out of Smallville. You're right and wrong, Bash. We are still in Smallville. Only it's not the Smallville of our world. Welcome to an Earth where the Christmas spirit doesn't exist. It's looking pretty dumpy. Bash can only gape in horror at the sight spread out before him. It's Smallville, all right, but a Smallville worse than even any nightmare could shape.
He's the ghost of alternate Earth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Bash, what do you say now? Still think Christmas doesn't make any difference? Oh, wow, it's real weird, all right. But so far, all you've shown me is some kind of ghost town. Look, if what you told me is true, then it's the people that make the difference, isn't it? That's a weird panel within a panel.
Yeah.
It's weird to do that instead of just having additional dialogue come off of that character.
Yeah, interesting.
Guess it gives it some motion, though. You've got a point there. Okay, then, let's have a look around. Moments later.
Now, see, he's got him in the Batman pose.
That's got to be a little humiliating. Ooh, looks like a tornado's been through here right after a blizzard did a number on it. How could anyone live here? Cough, heck, you can hardly breathe. That's because nobody cares about anybody else enough to put a curb on the levels of pollution. Maybe our Earth's air isn't so hot, but at least there are those who care enough to... Huh? Hey, look it. There are some people here. Hold it, you.
He gets all...
Without the Christmas spirit, the pollution levels are going to get out of control.
Jeez.
Come on, pal, don't run. We ain't going to hurt you, honest. I just want to talk. Bash, don't go in there. It may be dangerous. We don't know how these people react to strangers. What's the problem, Superboy? As long as I'm peaceful, why shouldn't he be? For a scrawny little guy, he sure can run. Wait up, friend. I said hold it. Oof. That's better, chum. What are you so scared of anyway? Anyway, do I look like I'm going to hurt you? But please, I didn't mean to be outside. Just don't... Oh, it's you, Mr. Bashford. You know me? Thank Row, you're all right, Bash. Please don't go running off like that again. We don't know what could be waiting for us. You worried about this guy, Superboy? He's too scared to make any trouble. Say, what's the mask for? Why don't you show us your face and... Huh? I don't believe it. Do you know who this is, Bash? Ha ha ha, do I ever. How do you like that? Even on a whole other world, Clark Kent's a wimpy little coward. He doesn't see the resemblance standing right in front of him.
Wow.
He takes the mask off and recognizes him. You can't mentally take the glasses off.
Right.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. The both of you, leave me alone. Help. Cool it, Clark. I just want to talk. Let him go, Bash. The poor guy's frightened out of his wits.
And then they repeat the circle panel.
Yeah. A little close-up circle. As Clark Kent, I've run away from a lot of fights, but it sure is strange to see myself run out of genuine fear.
He's all mortified.
I might have known I'd have a duplicate self in this world. Just like there's a duplicate Smallville, I guess this Earth is closer to our own than I imagined.
What about a duplicate Superboy?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering is, does he have the superpowers too, or is he a version without the Christmas spirit? He doesn't have any powers, I guess. I never thought I'd see it. 2 Clark Kents, but how do you know my name? It stands to reason that if there's a twin for Clark, there'd also be one for you, Bash. Remember, aside from certain things, this is a duplicate of our Earth. Wow, what a kick it'd be to meet my own twin. Sure hope we run into him. Frankly, I don't think it'd be such a good idea to stay around here long enough to find him. Judging from Clark's reaction to us, this isn't the most pleasant world on which to live, or even visit for long.
Right?
You ain't wrong, boy. In fact, it could be downright hazardous to your health. The Kent whelp may not be one of our favorite people, but when he comes running out, screaming about some costumed stranger in town, we came for a look. And as an extra, we get the Bashford punk, too. Great Krypton. Oh, man. These guys looking for trouble, huh?
Oh, he's going to take him on, right?
What say me and you give him some, S-boy? S-boy. Don't be so quick to fight, Bash, especially against a mob like this. You get out of here, leave the fighting to me. But don't argue. Not everyone's like Clark. This is the real kind of reception they give strangers. Run! He's hitting him with an axe handle.
That pose is really bizarre.
Yeah, that's really strange looking. He's got like a Flintstone-style club behind him.
Right?
Breathe blam! Youch, they're not fooling around with them things, are they? Thank the stars they're concentrating their attack on me. Nobody's going after Bash. Which leaves me free to do my thing.
Whoa, that's some weird laser.
Yeah, it's
rifle.
like it's got little circles on it.
Interesting.
I suggest you all calm down, folks. No, huh? Well, I guess that means...
I think he could just use his super breath and just
gonna
blow
kill
him
'em all.
over.
Yeah.
He's going to kill him.
Yeah, they're in a different dimension. Might as well just kill them. It's up to me to introduce you people to what a superpowered hero can do to wild mobs. His first step is to disarm them before anyone gets hurt, and then put the weapons where they can't get their hands on them. Usually somewhere like way up in the sky where air friction can melt them to so much slag they can't be used again. Run! They've developed some new manner of weapon to use against us. The war might well be lost. Weapon? War? What are they talking about? As the Teen of Steel ponders this otherworldly puzzle, Bash Bashford has no idea the fight is over.
Uh-oh.
That he is not being pursued, from behind at least. No, even if Bash knew it was safe to return to Superboy's side, there would really be nothing he could do about it. Huh? Nothing at all. So he gets grabbed through like a secret passage, it looks like, or around a corner. Meanwhile, in the skies high above Smallville, it's hard to believe that this is really Smallville. Any Smallville. The pollution and filth notwithstanding, this Earth is as different from ours as night from day. Well, no reason to stick around any longer. If his dose of a world without Christmas hasn't cured Bash of his holiday blues, nothing will. I'd better round him up, because we've still got a Christmas party on our world to... Uh-oh. What now? More trouble? Sigh. I guess it doesn't take a Superboy to know there'll always be trouble on this forsaken planet.
Oh, yeah.
No, don't. Please, I'm unarmed. We know, and that's what's wrong with your kind. Now, gentlemen, can't we talk this over like reasonable human beings? It's him again. I didn't think so. In the invulnerable flesh.
There
now
he
this
goes.
man asked nicely to be left alone, so why don't you guys just blow? Whoosh. Quick, sir, get the police while I hold them here. Police? What's that? They don't have any police because they didn't believe in Christmas. Never mind, stranger. You can explain later. Right now, we'd better get off the streets before they come back with more men. Who are they, and why are they? Later, please, we must hurry. Look, mister, I'm not from around here. All I want to do is find my friend and go home. Your friend? Ah, yes, I saw him fleeing through the alleys earlier. I'm sure he'll be safe. The store, there's something familiar about it.
He looks familiar.
Yeah, it's that mask. Without the mask, you can't see him, but or you definitely recognize him. That must be his dad, right? I doubt you've ever seen it before, lad. I was forced to close it years ago, even though I still live in the back. Ah, at least the air in here is breathable without these infernal filter masks. Although goodness knows how you can stand it out here without one. Great stars, Pa? No, my name's Kent, Jonathan Kent. I don't blame you for being confused, though. This place does that to people. I suppose it wasn't quite as bad when I was a youngster, but the greed and hatred have taken their toll over the years. Violence is the only thing people understand now. A violence that killed my dear wife Martha years ago, leaving me to raise my boy Clark alone.
Oh.
Thank goodness this town still has some decent folks left. A few years ago, we sort of banded together. All we ask is for a better, peaceful world. And people like that mob you saved me from want to kill us for it. We have to meet in secret places like my cellar to be together. And they're all singing Silent Night. What? Christmas carols? But I thought Christmas wasn't known here. Christmas? Lad, you certainly know some unusual words.
What?
We have a glossy ad for Amethyst, Princess of Gem World.
That was a great series.
And an Atari game.
That did not look like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool art, though. And Omega Man. I don't think we have the Omega Man. I don't recognize any of these characters.
No, but that guy's cool.
Yeah. I'll have to check that out. All is bright, round yon. Maybe Mr. Kent, but I also know... maybe Mr. Kent, but I also know a caroling section when I hear it. Superboy bursts anxiously into the cellar beneath the hostile streets of Smallville, only to find at last an environment that is anything but hostile. Bash, glad you're all right, and, huh? Pete, Lana, Clark. Hiya, Superboy. These folks gave me a place to hide from that mob, so I thought I'd teach them a couple of songs to say thanks.
Ah.
Are they something else? Who ever thought we'd find decent people on this world? I mean, look at them, hunted and shot down on the streets, and they still want to love their fellow men, all of them. It is incredible, Bash, and I'm proud to meet the man behind this, Mr. Kent. Well, now, I can't rightly take the credit. Sure, I talked about it, but someone else organized it. Frankly, I was hoping my son would take charge, but, well, he's not the leader type. Suddenly,
loser.
Everybody run! They've uncovered our sanctuary. The mob is on the way. We've got to hide. Who? That's our leader. Let me help you, friend. I can stop them easy. No, I've been hearing about you, stranger, and I can't condone your violent methods. We have our own ways to protect ourselves. Yes, I understand, but I think I can still help you out non-violently. Another one of those circle close-ups. And so, within moments, deserted? Blast those infernal peace-mongering cowards. They may have escaped us this time, but we'll find them again, I swear. All the mob need do is look several yards beneath their feet to a second cellar dug at super speed by Superboy, huh? An apt name, friend, considering the miracle you pulled off just now. My pleasure. I'm just sorry there's nothing else I can do for you. Thanks, but I'm afraid we can't accept your offer unless we can spread the message of peace and brotherhood. Our cause is lost. Still, I think your example is going to mark a new drive behind our mission. We'll always remember your contribution, Superboy, and this date when you aided us, December 25th. And so after farewells are exchanged, the visitors from another world take their leave. Man, what an experience. But I'm disappointed I never got a chance to meet my duplicate. I was kind of expecting he'd be one of the good guys, Who knows, Bash? Just maybe he is. Like he couldn't recognize himself with that little respirator on. Epilogue.
That haircut, come on, you could cut cheese with that.
Smallville, USA, and the Kent home. Hi, folks. Gosh, I looked all over the place, but I couldn't find a sign of Bash anywhere. That's because I was somewhere else, Clark. Besides, I had to find the Santa suit before coming back. I mean, what's Christmas without Santa Claus? Ho, ho, ho. Well, look who found the Christmas spirit after all. Yeah, but knowing Bash, that'll only last until he thinks up his next practical joke. I don't know who that guy is.
Right.
He's got a yellow collar, though, and a white shirt. Who knows, Pete? Let's just enjoy it while it lasts. Sometimes I wonder if they're already coloring his hair yellow, so they make the wall on the collar of his shirt yellow too.
Right.
So that's our Christmas DC. We do have a backup story though. We were promised to dial H for hero at the end here.
We've read a couple
Beyond a
of these.
shadow of a doubt. Yeah, you want to take this one? Get us started.
Let's see. Christopher King, Victoria Grant. When these two ordinary teenagers found the mystic dials, they had no idea that when they dialed the letters HERO, they would be turned into mighty superheroes. Now you can join them and help our Titanic twosome.
They had no idea? Then how did they stumble across it?
Right.
What are the chances that they dialed those exact letters?
Right? There are numerous things in this world that are considered valuable and collectible. Coins, stamps, paintings, antiques, comic books, and in this case, gold pocket watches. And with such collectibles, what one person finds worth saving, another finds worth stealing. Now to make this perfect crime imperfect. Often such a thief is apprehended by clues he carelessly leaves behind. But why is this thief deliberately planting clues? The answer will amaze you beyond a shadow of a doubt. Dun, dun. So,
when a crime is committed, the police investigate, and this being Fairfax, the investigation is conducted by Detective Gregory King. Got the inventory of the stolen property finished, Roy? Just now, Greg. 7 gold pocket watches valued at $125,000.
Whoa.
Seems like a job Kronos the time thief would pull. You turn up a clue yet? Better than that. 3 clues. A cigarette butt, a button with the initials FP on it, and a contact lens.
What?
He must have had a heck of a time finding his way out of here without that. Nowhere near the time he's going to have when we track him down. See this butt? It's from an imported Turkish cigarette, the kind smoked by one man, whose initials just happen to be Frank Perkins. Istanbul Frankie? I didn't know he wore contacts. Unless I missed my guess, he's not wearing this one now. Let's go get him. He's the only one in Fairfax that smokes those cigarettes.
Right. And how thick was that contact lens that they could see it? And while Detective King follows the lead, let's check out the rest of his family. Gee, Mom, I wish Dad didn't have to hurry off to a case this morning. I missed his telling us how he scored the winning touchdown in the Pilgrim Bowl when he was in junior high. Like he hasn't told that story a million times. You must be kidding, Chris. I've heard it so often you could recite it backwards. Now, Gary, that's uncalled for. Father's been working very hard this past week. This new wave of robberies has him out till all hours of the night and gone again first thing in the morning. But don't worry, Chris. Gary and I will be there rooting for you. And I'm sure Dad will be there too, if he possibly can. Don't forget, brother. Win this one for the Gipper. Whatever a Gipper is. Shortly at the bus stop. Hiya, troops. Uh-oh, King is here. The game is good as lost. Why don't you suck on your socks, Brad? That is so odd. Vicky's outfit designed by Mark Britt of Middleton, Ohio.
Oh, I think this was one where the readers could suggest heroes and they would make a story out of them.
Okay. Don't tell him to do that, Raj. We'd have to put up with the smell of his feet. What's that you're sketching, Nick? My latest brainstorm, a hero team called Rock and Roll. She's the immovable object, and he's the irresistible force. Rock and Roll were created by Steve Talbert, Shelbyville, in Indiana. Yay, team! Let's hear it for the bus. Big deal. It's too late for King to be left behind. Hey, Banana Brain, why don't you get off my case? Cheerleader. Oh, no. Rock and Roll shows up. You and what army are gonna... The bus is out of control and heading right for us. Everybody scatter. Fancy meeting you here, accidentally on purpose, and as long as the two of us are alone, let's get our forefingers dialing. HERO. And the next magical moment, we've changed into rock and roll. But that's what Nick... Tell me about it later, partner. Right now, there's a runaway bus to deal with. And since I'm the one with the strength this time, I'll make like the Rock of Gibraltar and stop the bus with my immovable body.
Oh, that's right. So they're the same kids, but they turn into different heroes.
Okay.
And that's what the kids that read this write in and suggest, I think. So they're
interesting.
not... This time they happen to be rock and roll, but I think depending on the luck of the draw, there'll be some other combination of new heroes.
Okay.
Hopefully ones without roller skates. It's not a great power.
Have you got rocks in your head? Stopping it short that way could demolish the bus and kill everybody in it. Very true. What a switch. Usually I'm the one making bonehead moves. This time I've got to bail Vicky out. I'll use my irresistible force to pull the bus in the opposite direction and gradually bring it to a stop. Only with my luck, the bumper will come off in my hands. But Roll's luck is not as bad as anticipated. How about that? Stopped it with inches to spare. Shwa! Glory grabber. Look, guys.
She's jealous.
It's superhero time again in Fairfax. Oh, I just love her outfit. I'd be all the rage in school if I had one like it. But I just drew... Oh, cool. Okay, so they included the kid. Thanks, heroes. The brakes died on me. No way we can get another bus to bring these kids to the game on time. He's got wheels. No problem. I'll tow the bus along. Excuse us. We need to speak in private. What's the big deal? You have a better way to get that bus to the Pilgrim Bowl? No, but Chris and Vicky are supposed to be on it, remember? I'll undial and cover you somehow. Oh, undial. That's... Okay, when...
Become her kid form again, I guess.
Yeah, and when OREH is clicked off, nothing happened. Must be that we're a team. We dialed together, and you can't undial unless I do. And you can't. Great. Don't get your pebbles in an uproar. I've got a way to make sure nobody notices Chris and Vicky aren't here. You're gonna put on a one-girl rock concert. You don't expect me to sing. No, but here's what you could do while I tow. Thus, moments later, with Rock among the passengers on the bus, all aboard, next stop, the Pilgrim Bowl. And as the bus rolls along, I toss some gravel from one hand to the other, squeeze it into a chunk of stone, mold it into a hippopotamus, then elongate its legs, pull the head out on a long neck until it becomes a giraffe. So she's doing magic? I should have known. A Pilgrim Bowl game attracts traffic like metal filings to a magnet. I could pull the bus right through the jam up on the bridge, but the other drivers wouldn't like what it'd do to their cars. Psst. Hey, partner, I know you want me to carry the bus over the cars. No problem. Yes, problem. You and the bus would be so heavy you'd turn anything you stepped on into a pancake mobile. So instead, lift the bus over your head and jump up in the air when I say so. Another brainstorm? I don't think I like the turn of events. Yeah, that sounds crazy. Listen, I can't be the dope all the time. Now, I'm zipping along fast enough to create a vacuum suction behind me as my irresistible force pulls Vicky and the bus through the air towards me without her touching a single car. And here we are, safe and almost sound. Quomp! Nobody's ever going to call you light on your feet, Rock. How impossible, if you're different heroes every time, to know what your powers can do.
Right, yeah.
Holy cow.
If it's not immediately apparent, it's like trial and error, I guess.
Yeah. Later that afternoon, as Fairfax takes a 2013 lead on a last-minute touchdown by Chris, sure hope Dad's out there watching this, like father, like son. But all Detective King has eyes for at the moment is a contact lens. No doubt about it, Greg. The lens prescription is Istanbul Frankies. But there's no way we could have dropped it there. He could have dropped it there last night. What are you talking about, Roy? Frankie lost that lens and probably the button and the cigarette butt too in an auto accident last week. He's in so much traction he won't even be walking for months, let alone robbing safes. Great, just great. We're really going to look like jerks on this one. And that's precisely the way I want it. The police department will be totally discredited, and you, my fine fellow, will be able to do nothing to prevent it. Now, as to the next robbery, this is what you will do.
He's under control of this gray man. The skull has one eyeball in it. Detective King, working for the mysterious silhouette, an incredible scheme unfolds next issue in the Coils car-napping caper. Keep your dialing fingers ready.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, hopefully you enjoyed these two sort of Christmassy, this one more than the X-Men, but at least set during Christmas adventures. I really like the art and the color in the X-Men one. If Superboy goes to another version of Smallville and it's a total dystopia, doesn't he have a responsibility to try to make it better before he leaves?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, couldn't he? He can move so quickly, and he's so strong, and so it's so easy for him to solve problems. You think he could set them up a little bit more to address the fundamental conflict instead of just digging that extra cellar to hide them for a little while longer.
Right.
If he's really a good guy, he should, how long would it take him to improve?
And
I don't know, go like repair all the buildings and factories and put people back to work and go grab a bunch of trees out of the field and decorate them at super speed and teach them about Christmas really fast.
Really fast. Yeah. Good point. But there's always a counter, because Clark in that other world, I mean, did he have
Without
a counter?
Christmas, he was a wuss.
Yeah, well, you're right. But, I mean, where was the super?
Right? Yeah, they didn't really explain why
Right.
he didn't have leadership potential. I guess that was his big downfall. So, anyway, give us a like and write a comment if you want to correspond with us. And thanks for watching. Have a Merry Christmas.